Hey everyone, welcome back to the Sunny Side. I'm Sonny, and this video right here, right now, is specifically for Mars in Capricorn. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this video is for people who have, if your Mars is in Capricorn, or if someone that you know is their Mars is in Capricorn, if you're studying astrology, of course, or if you just want to hang out here on the Sunny Side. And that's the action. Now, once again, I'm Sonny, guys. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. For those who don't know, I'm a professional astrologer. I do write the horoscopes for some of the newspapers up here in Canada. And if you'd like a personal reading, just check it out in the description box below. In addition to all of that, we have live streams on the channel every single morning where I read your horoscopes, before they come out in the newspaper, unless I sleep in, and then it's after they come out. But every morning I read your horoscopes, and we do astrology on the channel. And every night I read your tarot cards, or we do some spell nights and all that kind of different stuff. So if you're into any of that, by all means, please subscribe to the channel. Maybe give the video a bloop, bloop, a thumbs up. And if you drop by, please say hi. Because remember, it's always a beautiful day to be beautiful, but it's together that makes it a beautiful day. All right, now as we get into the video, just reminding you guys it is a video, and if you want to fast forward, by all means fast forward. And here's the action on what's going down. First up, I'm going to give you a little blah 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 on what's going on the channel, what's the Sava happening here, and then I'm going to give you my 2 cents on what it means to have Mars in Capricorn, and then I'm going to read some of the experts, or more notable authors in modern Western astrology on what they have to say with Mars in Capricorn, and I'm going to give you my 2 cents. And just to let you guys know, for certain stuff, it's easy to mix it up. Like some of the signs have multiple rulers to it, and some of the signs are very closely associated with the house that they rule. For example, Aquarius is very closely related to the 11th house, but it's not necessarily the same. It's similar, but not the same. And in other situations, we might have difficulties trying to interpret or express the different definitions. For example, Venus in Capricorn is not the easiest thing in the world to convey or to express. But having said all that, Mars in Capricorn is pretty straight ahead, and this video isn't going to be nearly as long as some of the other ones. Anyways, that's the action. Sit back and enjoy. Once again, welcome to the Sunny Side, and I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. And just remember, for those who don't know, there is love and money in your chart waiting every single day. All you have to do is know where to look, and that's my job. I'm an astrologer, and I'll show you where to look. Hey, if anybody wants to know what a Capricorn looks like, when you're looking at a Capricorn, they look like this. That's right. They're business. All business. Would you say, Tempe? Back to work? All right, back to work. Here we go. Here we go. Once again, welcome back to the Sunny Side. I hope everyone is having a super amazing day. All right, first up, here's the first bit of blah, blah. For those who are new here, or those who don't know, this is the website. This is our website, TheSunnySide.net. And it's changed a number of times over the years. And this is where you go if you want your astrology report. You can get your birth report, which is otherwise known as your natal report, if you want to know blah, blah, blah about yourself. Then we have a compatibility report. So if you want to know if you started dating somebody, or if you're interested in someone, and you want to know if they're just into you for money or sex, or because they want to use you for like a ride somewhere, like whatever it is they want to, that's your compatibility report. Or if you want to, you're going to just be friends, or if you have an actual spark there. And then a relocation report, meaning like, hey, Sonny, I want to move to Los Angeles. Am I going to find love in Los Angeles? I don't know, player. Let me look at your chart and check it out. So that's what it means. They're like, hey, Sonny, I want to move to New York City. Yeah, seriously? Yeah, why not, man? Am I going to find a job in New York? Am I going to make it in New York? I don't know, but if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. You don't need astrology to tell you that. Or whatever, Sonny. Let's get back to work here. Oh. Gotta watch the boss. Finally, we have your progress report. For those who don't know, your chart changes over time, but blah, blah, and blah, blah. If you want to know more about any of this stuff, then just tune into the channel in the morning, because we talk about it constantly. We talk about your different charts, and I read your horoscopes every day, and I do mini readings so you can see what's going on. In addition to all of that, for those who don't know, I am a master level hypnotherapist, and I'm quite popular. And some of my TV interviews and my old newspaper interviews are located here in the About section. And on top of that, one of the books I wrote, Emotional Weight Loss, it's here as well. So if you want to check into any of that, that's the TheSunnySide.net. All right, once more, the channel is sponsored because these videos are coming to you free of charge. They're sponsored by the Astro-Report, and there's a link in the description box, and it's right here below, and to go blah blah. Also, and this is where you go if you want cool stuff like SunnySide 2.0 pillows. These are for the kids. The I'll just pull it up. They come in different colors here. Say you want a blue pillow for some reason, you can get it right there. They're really cool actually. Or if you want a pink pillow, these are for the kids, SunnySide 2.0. But there's also some really cool stuff on this channel. All of this stuff was designed by my wife, SLC. I've got a couple of these hoodies. These are really cool. Excuse me. I really like this shirt and this design. This is our tapestry on the wall behind us, right here actually. This is our most popular t-shirt. It comes in different colors. And of course our constellation leggings. She did an amazing job designing everything here. And this is it right here. This is our wall tapestry behind me. And she has, I have a bunch of cups too. She designed a whole bunch of novelty t-shirts for everyone. I'll just stand a second to show you. It's at the Astroside.com. These are the shirts for Leo, our Leo shirts, but they're for everybody, you know. They're just a lot of fun. And I'll show you the really cool stuff in a sec. And once again, they come in different colors. This is our one she designed with Gemini in mind. If you think I'm crazy, you haven't met my twin. Yeah, no kidding. Like, all right. And I'll just show you the latest stuff that's up here. And this is where you go if you want to, you know, one of the ways to help support the channel. And she created these cool, these super amazing hoodies. These are the newest stuff on the channel. So this is where you go if you're a badass Capricorn and you want to badass Capricorn hoodie. And they come in different colors. This is Mars. Mars is all, we're doing Mars. You're going to see this picture. This is Mars because it's red, right? And this is, we'll do the Venus one. Venus is baby blue. This one is very popular as well. I really like it. She did an absolutely super amazing job. Anyways, this is where you go. These guys, I'm doing a lot of blah, blah, blah for our sponsor, right? Anyways, this is the Astroside.com. All right, let's get on to the horoscopes here. Horoscopes? What the hell? All right, let's get on to Mars and Capricorn. And so this is what it looks like when you come to the channel. If you're new to the channel, this is what the video readings look like. They've been like this for years now. Let's arrange the chart how you're more used to seeing it. We're used to seeing Aries over here and Capricorn up here. So we'll set it up like that. Now, Capricorn rules the 10th house. So there are similarities to it, but it's not the same. All right, so there are three different things you see. So this is Capricorn. It's green up here. And this is the 10th house. So for those who are new-ish or new to astrology, the numbers here, or the pie section, so to speak, it represents where in your chart stuff is happening. So in the first house, it's happening to you. The 12th house means it's happening behind the scenes. Like it's behind the scenes. Let's just get into that. I'll talk about the houses in 11th house means it's happening to your friends. The 10th house means it's happening to you very publicly. And oftentimes people say it's your career. The 6th house is your daily work. 2nd house is your money, your stuff. 8th house is the stuff you make with other people. Your stuff, the stuff you make with other people. Again, this is what you do every day in your habits. The 10th house is your career, your job in the world. And it's very public. And so it's also, right here is the second angle in the chart. When you hear people talk about angles, this is the first angle, this is the second angle. And we'll do another, go watch a little video on that on the channel if you want to check it out. Anyways, the 4th house, this here creates an axis of nurturing and caring. And you can think of it like family, so to speak, but it's kind of about nurturing. And this is your home. Right, this is your home and your parents, your home and your mother, sometimes your parents, and this is your public image, your public persona, and in classical astrology, it can represent your father. Just letting you know. Okay, sometimes the 12th, 10th house, and specifically Capricorn, is ruled by the planet Saturn, and in some astrology, they say that Cancer is ruled by the moon. It's a juxtaposition, right? It's an axis here. And Cancer, this down here is ruled by the moon, which is your mother, and up here is ruled by Saturn, which is said to be your father. But that's what's going on. So when we talk about, so anyways, the 10th house is where things are happening. But when we talk about Capricorn, we don't usually blend Capricorn with the 10th house for some reason. We very easily blend Aquarius with the 11th house, and Scorpio with the 8th house, but we don't always blend Capricorn with the 10th house. So, as such, the description is, about Capricorn is pretty, it can be accurate sometimes. Now let's get on to some other things. Capricorn is ruled by the planet Saturn. So that makes Capricorn, now Saturn's the planet with the ring around it. Capricorn's an earth sign. So Capricorn is known as an ambitious sign. Capricorn is known with the key phrase as I use. They do everything to want to get ahead. That's the theme or the idea around Capricorn. Now when you add, so once again, it's Saturn. Saturn is discipline. Saturn is hard work. Capricorn is a very hard-working sign, one of the most hard-working signs of the zodiac. It is the sign, once again, of ambition, and its key word is I use. Everybody cool? Everybody cool with that? Scorpio's Taurus is I have, Aries is I am, Scorpio's I possess, or like I'm probably gonna like cuss you out, and so I'm gonna stab you in the ass. But Capricorn is Aquarius is I'm gonna go have sex with my friends. Pisces is like I'm gonna go do drugs. No, it's very modern astrology. Like to say, like made up this weekend. Let's say, like Capricorn is I use, and as such, Capricorn is an ambitious sign, and they, but it doesn't mean they're gonna take advantage of you. It means together you're gonna get ahead. It's been said that Scorpio has the power and Capricorn wants the power. So again, they're going to do whatever they can do to get ahead. And they also say Virgo makes the plan. Virgo's a very planning sign. And Capricorn takes the steps to, they walk through the plan, so to speak, to make it happen. Now let's back it up a bit. Saturn is the planet of control. It is the planet of karma. If you do something good, see, Saturn gets a bad rap of being excessively negative. It's not true. Think about it. Saturn rules Christmas. Jupiter, which is expansive and jubilant and celebratory, it rules and spiritual. It rules the holiday season leading up to Christmas. But Christmas itself, the formal celebration, is in Capricorn. So it's a different type of happiness. And in the Tarot, I guess I should pull this up here. In the, I'll just spend a second here and I'll pull it up. It's a different kind of happiness. Tarot, the Sagittarius is all about having fun, but Capricorn, it's not that it doesn't have fun. I could probably do this a little faster, right? It's not about having fun. It's a different kind of fun. It's Saturn bringing things together. And I'll show you in the cards here. This card is joy and celebration, and it's, hey, player, let's go have a party. Let's go get drunk until our panties fall off. Oh, yeah? Yeah, I don't want to get that drunk. I just want to go do some pills. All right, fine, let's go do that. Rock it if you got it. So that's this kind of card. That's this card here. That's the 9 of Cups. And that's definitely office parties. I want to sit naked on the Xerox machine. Play out whatever you want to do. You could stick your thing in the 3D printer if you want. Go nuts. And so that's this card right here. And that's Sagittarius. Sagittarius likes to get out and have fun. But Capricorn is different. It's this one here. This is the, it's a little tough for you guys to see. It's the 3. It's this one here. It's the 3 of Cups. Do you see the difference? Hey, player, I'm going to the bar this weekend to go celebrate. I'm going to go Christmas shopping, and then I'm going to go, have some fun. This card is very different. This is, hey, it's Christmas. Let's go, chill out. Let's go hang out. Let's go see what's going on. And that's it. This is friends and family. It's celebratory, but it's more of a calm kind of celebration. And then afterwards, after Christmas, we have Boxing Day, where Saturn really takes over. If you don't want it, if you already have it, or it doesn't work out, then you can return it and get your money back, or you can return it and settle in for what you really want. Boxing Day is so the whole idea of a Saturn side. We have the good side of Saturn, which is the Christmas celebration, the Three of Cups. Not the party. This is Sagittarius. The good side, the getting together with family and friends and telling stories and tucking the kids in and having a nice, happy Christmas morning. That's the good side of Saturn. And then we have the tough side of Saturn, which is taking things away, which is karma. If you already have one, you got to return it. If you got to return, you got to return it, which is the next side, which is Boxing Day. Saturn takes things away. And that's what it's all about. And so that's the good and the bad of Saturn in Saturn, and as a result, the Capricorn season in general. Now, having said all of that, Mars is a major shot of, hey, playa, what the holy donkey? Mars is thought of as disruptive energy, and depending on where it falls in your chart, like when I'm writing the horoscopes, when I'm writing the horoscopes, Mars in the first house is going to indicate headaches. You might cut yourself. You might break a leg or something. Mars in the 6th house means you're going to be really busy. Mars in the 7th, you're going to fight with your parents. Mars in the 8th house, you're going to have sex bumps and leaks. Mars in the 3rd house, you're going to have car accidents. Mars in the 11th house, you're going to fight with your friends. Mars in the 10th house, you're going to have someone at work. You're going to fight with someone at work. But you're also going to put a lot of energy into looking for new jobs. There's a good and a bad to all of this. Mars in the 10th house, because we're talking about this area right here. Mars, this guy over here, in the 10th house means spending a lot of energy looking for a job, a lot of energy publicly, a lot of energy promoting yourself. Very 10th house stuff, very Capricorn stuff. A lot of energy promoting yourself, a lot of energy looking for jobs, a lot of energy, public energy promoting whatever action you're in the middle of, whatever you're trying to do at the moment. And that's Mars in the 10th house. And so Mars heats things up. If Mars is in the 8th house, you're going to have someone who spends a lot of money, spends your money. 2nd house, you're going to spend a lot of money. And so it heats things up. And in Capricorn, this heating thing up energy is going to meet Saturn, which is going to put the cold damp on this. Yo, playa, you got to control your shiz. Karma's going to come to the fight. You can't run and fight everybody you want. Now, this concept is going to get applied to Mars. And in this example, as most people are going to write about that you're going to hear, it's going to apply to your sexuality. So Mars, there are a number of things in here. Venus is like how you love. Hey, let's go have some wine and candles. And yeah, Sonny, let's go have some wine, how does that go? Wine and can? Maybe I'm not so romantic. Let's go turn the lights off and listen to some music. Very romantic, Sonny. Okay, so, but Mars is about sex. It's a physical, primal kind of vibe, depending on where it is in your chart. But Saturn puts a lockdown on sex. And so it doesn't mean that Capricorn doesn't have sex. Capricorn is one of the most lusty signs of the zodiac. And so I'm going to explain Capricorn in a second. Right now I'm explaining Saturn, their vibe on Mars. So Mars and Saturn, when they get together, they can have a tremendous amount of sex, but they can only do it when a certain amount of, let's get this working out together and this karmic, this is the way we're going to do it. So on one hand, Saturn can get the upper hand in the equation and they can quelch. Is quelch a word? So they're gonna squash is a word. They're gonna put a they're gonna repress Mars's sexual urge. So someone has a strong Mars Saturn connection or a Mars in Capricorn can be a couple of things. One, they can repress their sexual urges. And so look at it like this. Capricorn very much cares what other people think about them. They are not the sign that likes PDA. They are the least like PDA. they very much like affection. They just don't like it publicly. And so that's the deal with Capricorn. Capricorn's the people who, when they're kids, they dress like little girls who dress up in their mother's clothes. That's Capricorn. Little boys who dress up in their mother's clothes, that's like Aquarius or Scorpio or something like that. Leo, Libra, lots of little boys. Okay, so they did. But girls who dress up like in their mother's clothes, that's a Capricorn. Or like teenagers, little boys who dress up in suits all the time, that's Capricorn. Little stuffed animals who wear bow ties, that's Capricorn. And so that's the deal. And Mars is amping this energy up. So Mars is lighting up this Capricorn vibe of progressive ambition, very much caring what other people think. But Saturn is putting it on the lockdown. Now, what does Capricorn represent? It represents control. Okay? Capricorn wants to control things. The rings of Saturn locking down Mars. The rings of Saturn locking down your sexuality. It's losing some of the things. But there's a but. Capricorn are one of the guys sexually who these guys, Capricorns are into S&M. That's like, they'll like whip the shit out of you. They will chain you to some kind of like something, and they will bend you over anything they can bend you over, and they will like whip the holy bejesus out of you until you're black and blue. Capricorn is that kind of sign. And so as long as nobody finds out, that's Capricorn's into it. Physical expressions. And so Virgo's like that too. Capricorn and Virgo are very much like that. And so you got to watch out for that. Capricorn is a very kinky sign. They're like the sea. Okay, now let's get to another part of Capricorn here. Capricorn's known as the sea goat. They're not just a goat. They're a sea goat. So on one hand, they possess the one part of Pisces, which is the emotional depth. Capricorn, just because they don't express it doesn't mean they have it. They're on the opposite axis of Cancer. Just because Scorpio freaks out all the time doesn't mean they can't be patient like Taurus. It doesn't mean they can't calm down like Taurus. So just because Capricorn doesn't express it doesn't mean they don't care. They have the emotional depth. They're the sea goat. You think a sea goat doesn't like to have sex? I don't really know how they do it, but like I'm sure there's a YouTube video. You could check it out. Maybe put a link. Maybe put it in the comments section so help everybody out here. And so Capricorn is the sea goat. They have the emotional depth of Pisces, and they have the competitive, ambitious streak of Aries. So put a dreamy, different, tough love, different type of compassion. A dreamy, emotional, super ambitious person together who does not show their feelings because Saturn's ring around them, and then you get Capricorn. In addition to that, when you put Aries and Pisces, those parts of Aries and those parts of Pisces together, you get a real kinky, weird person, and that's what you get. And getting back to the tarot for a second, this is the card which represents Capricorn's sexuality. It's the Devil card. Sonny, what are you doing here, man? And so it's this card right here. It's the Devil card. All hail Capricorn's dark side. They want to have sex with everybody as long as they can do it with chains, prosthetics, pills, and a video camera that they're only going to see. And that's what's going on. Seriously. This card is ruled by... This is the Devil card, and it represents Capricorn in the major arcana. And that's the deal. So once again, let's go back to it. This is my 2 cents on Mars and Capricorn. So Mars, Capricorn, very ambitious. So first, Mars and Capricorn, on one hand, they're extremely lusty. And extremely, like they are power-crazed people. They want to whips and change. That's Capricorn. And they want to they don't only want to have sex with you in their Mercedes. If they don't just want to have sex with you in their Mercedes. If you're late for the date, they will have sex with their Mercedes. It's a Capricorn. Don't look at me. I'm not a sea goat. I don't get it. We're like, oh, sea goat. Capricorn is one of... Capricorn is right here. You ever want to... Oh, you guys can't see. You want to have sex? There's a Capricorn right here. Gonna have sex with one of these guys? That's a little of a freaky deaky kind of thing. I'm just saying. Oh, I'm just saying. Just saying. If you want to have sex with a Mercedes, date a Capricorn. Okay, next. So they're They are controlling, highly controlling. Saturn puts the rings on it. They want to look good in public, so don't expect major PDA. They like, they're like in control of the shiz. Let's go see what everybody else says. Oh no, let's do a quick recap. Okay, so Saturn in Capricorn. Mars in Capricorn. Mars is being applied to Saturn, and Mars are coming together in a very ambitious sign. So they use people, to get to wherever they want to get. They are highly ambitious, highly ambitious. They are seriously kinky to the point of majorly perverted. Not as perverted as a Virgo, not as like sexually deviant as a Scorpio, and definitely not as like in your face bendy as a Pisces, but like they got their thing going on. So Capricorn's got their own form of sexual deviance. And then also they can repress themselves quite severely. It all depends on how mental bananas these cats are. And that's the action. Let's go see what everyone's talking about. Let's go see what everyone else is talking about. Mars in Capricorn. Donna Van Toen writes, you probably started planning your career while still in your teens. That's a Capricorn thing. They're planning. They're forward-looking sign. Or even before, because you have a tremendous amount of ambition. All right, it's pretty obvious. You like to be in charge, too. Excuse me. Although you have quite a bit of magnetism, you're not particularly warm. And and you could be quite aloof for a long time, while your seeing is of others measures up to your standards. And when you're angry, your coldness is enough to freeze everything in your path. You are well coordinated as a rule and not averse to physical activities and hard work. Think about Capricorn's a lot like an Earth version of Libra, except Libra is pretty and they're really nice about it, whereas Capricorn is like not so nice about it. You have a strong, but often, they're not bad. I like Capricorns, but like I don't think there's everybody's cup of tea. You have a strong, but often well-hidden, strong, but often well-hidden sex drive and can be an excellent lover once you finally trust your partner and yourself. Oh my God, just as a reminder for these guys, batteries are considered an aphrodisiac. So if you walk up to Capricorn and if you walk up to Capricorn and you say, hey, what do you want to do tonight? And you like whisper the word, let's go home and let's open a new pack of batteries. Capricorn's like, I'm in, I'm down with that. Anyways, you got to be a little bit more romantic than that. Maybe like nibble their ear. Batteries. Capricorn's like, let's go. Next, you tend to have a very specific sexual wants and sometimes aren't terribly comfortable with these. You're also very demanding of yourself in terms of putting your partner's satisfaction before your own. Yeah, Capricorn is very like if you're squeamish about something, if Mars in Capricorn is squeamish about something, they will put their partner's needs above their own. They will definitely do that and tie their partner up so the partner can't squeam so much. You want advancement and recognition. You're inclined to make quite specific demands on your mate or lover. These demands having to do with with the sort of support you need to advance your life and gain the recognition you want. So that's the stereotype here that Capricorns use people, and they're going to say that they use them sexually. You tend to want the sort of love life described in novels, complete with the early phase of fireworks, alternating with excruciatingly painful doubts and eventual vows of eternal love and a happy ever after ending. But this doesn't always happen, and even if it comes close, there'll undoubtedly be some humdrum or even turn-off periods. Expect these, and don't take them too hard. They happen to everybody. Alright, so what Capricorn, they say Capricorn wants romance. Who doesn't want romance? Maybe Scorpio doesn't care so much. Anyways, Jan Spiller and Karen McCoy, they say, you have a tendency to alienate others by competitively pitting the Capricorn need for maintaining a social image against the well-being of others. Alright, always wanting to look good in the eyes of others can, if a sign is into PDA, just saying. When you regard social prestige as a means of self-justification, you can treat yourself and others as objects to be used in fulfilling your ambition. In adopting all of this to achieve your aims, you may lose energy by cutting off your emotions and your feelings. That makes sense. That's not such a bad way to describe using people. When you regard social prestige as a means of self-justification, does that make sense to anyone? You can treat yourself and others as objects to be used to fulfill your ambitions. Babs Kirby and James Stubbs writes, someone with Mars in Capricorn is likely to have an air of authority and an innate dignity and bearing. These people give an impression of self-mastery. Ooh! Let's just say that sometimes Capricorns like to be alone for long periods of time in the shower so that they can practice self-mastery. If you like, hey, where's that Mars in Capricorn? Oh, they went upstairs to be by themselves. They'll be like, oh yeah, I bet that guy's practicing self-mastery right now. Alright, okay, stop it. So, they may seem quite disgruntled if they don't get to practice self-mastery. Sonny, shut up, okay? Okay. All the earth signs exercise self-control, caution, and reserve, but these traits are most evident in someone with Mars in Capricorn. This could be because their dignity is at stake, which is arguably something that matters a great deal to them. Well, these guys are going on and on and on about this. They may restrict their lives to maintain their dignity. What they're talking about here, all this Capricorn dignity stuff, is Saturn, the planet of control and tightening things up, in the 10th house, which is public appearance. This is your public, how you're seen. This is how you look. This is your place in the world. So if you're in the spot, if you go outside into the world and everybody's looking at you, that's this area right here. And when you put Saturn into this is the planet Saturn, then this is going to control how you want to look in the world. And when you put Mars in here, that puts a lot of energy into this thing, how you want to, like, seriously, you know. And so Saturn is going to tighten Mars right down publicly, and it's going to repress your sexual and your major aggressive energies, especially publicly. So it's not that. So when people talk about the public image and controlling yourself publicly, they're may or may not talking about Capricorn. They're talking because this guy's not the most public guy in the world. This guy lives in the sea. This guy's under the sea. It's not under the sea. Is not the most public place in the world unless you're a submarine. And so I'm just saying, but it is very much Saturn hanging out in the 10th house. This is your high visibility, high public place in the world. This is the most public part of your chart right here. So like I said, you know, sometimes when they're writing, they mix up the house and the sign. All right, next. When initiating sexual relationships, someone with Mars in Capricorn will take considerable care. Before we go on, having said all that, there is a lot to the stereotype. Just because it's a stereotype and it's somewhat of a prejudice, it does come from somewhere. Just saying. So, anyways, there is a bit to it. Not all, it's not the entire story, but there's a bit to it. Now, when initiating sexual relationships, someone with Mars in Capricorn will take considerate care not to make inappropriate moves, especially publicly. A rejection would be a loss of dignity. Yet, these people will have a strong sex drive and strong needs for physical contact. Earth sign, that's physical sex. So, when, Libra likes to watch, Gemini likes to talk about it, Aquarius likes to say they're the best at something, and, Scorpios and get a little, and Cancers cry about it, Pisces like, well, Pisces want to bend themselves over something, everybody's a little different. The earth signs, they like to do it. So when sexually involved with a certain, of their partner, they can be very bit as ardent as, that's an interesting word, as Mars in Taurus. People with Mars in Capricorn may be painstakingly slow in establishing contact, but once they have, they want the rewards for their efforts. They will take a sexual relationship seriously and expect it to last. People with Mars in, these guys are control freaks, right? Whips, chains, control. Think control, all forms of control, physical control. People with Mars in Capricorn will be ambitious and might choose a sexual partner who helps them get on in life or it enhances their status in some way. They may choose someone who opens the doors that might otherwise remain closed or who has money. This is not as calculated as it sounds. It's not that weird. It's like Libra. Libra has standards. Capricorn has standards. What do you want? For a Mars in Capricorn person may literally get turned on by money or authority. Like I said, if you're late, they will have sex with their Mercedes. Alternatively, a Mars in Capricorn person may start up a business with his or her lover. Yes, no. Yes, no, maybe. The dividing line between business partnership and sexual relationships can easily blur. This is in many ways an ideal placement for a working sexual relationship. Once again, these guys are talking about the 10th house. The 10th house, if Venus, this guy is over here in the 10th house, I would say someone has a potential to, a love affair is going to happen at work. Venus is love and money, attracting love and money. Mars is kind of sex and disruption and different type of energy. This is behind the scenes. Here, it means you're going to have sex with your friends, or you're going to be friends into lovers. And here is an office romance. So once again, they're talking about the 10th house. And but if Capricorn's in the 2nd house, that's not an office romance. That's having sex with your money. You know, in the 8th, it's having sex with other people's money. You know, it's over in the 6th house, having sex with your pets. It's a very different thing. And so, anyways, that's what they're saying. Like I said, it's easy to put them together. All right, next. Although your natural vitality is not great, you have tremendous endurance and strength of will that enables you to overcome illness. Oh, for those who don't know, Capricorn illnesses, knees, back, teeth, bones, you know, that's stuff. Tiger Woods, Capricorn, his knees, his back, you know, this, I don't know if that's obvious. That's what it is. It says, all right, your self-reliance, stubbornness, and tendency to dig in your heels, okay, whatever. Your sex drive is strong and you have plenty of appreciation for all physical and sensual pleasures, Earth sign. However, you probably conceal your desires behind a carefully controlled and dignified exterior, Saturn. In public, you appear cool, refined, even uptight, but in private, you're not shy about expressing your lustfulness. Seriously. The Sea Goat, Pisces, emotional. Aries, you'll play a let's go get naked. All right, so that kind of thing. Perhaps you might attempt to repress your powerful sexuality, repression, Saturn, since it's important to you always to be in control of yourself and you wouldn't want your libido to get out of hand. That's right, so watch out. Lots of lube, but not too much lube. You don't want your libido to slip out of your hand. All right, next. And finally, SLC, she introduced me to this one writer that I think is pretty neat. So I'm going to share it with you guys. I'm sharing this in the Mars videos. It's from Good Golly Astrology. They said, Mars in Capricorn is also known as the slave of love. Sex should be a simple matter for Mars and Capricorn lovers. They are among the earthiest lovers of the zodiac, people who identify the joy of sex directly with the body and make no apologies for their strong erotic drives. These are practical, sometimes calculating lovers who go after physical satisfaction right? Ambitious. They're meticulous. Virgo's meticulous. Capricorn is ambitious. They're with an unbeatable combination of relentlessness and raw lust. However, despite this apparent simplicity, the sexuality of Mars and Capricorn lovers is loaded with complexities. One of the most remarkable traits of these lovers is their aversion to happiness, or at least to any happiness that has not been tempered and purified by hardships. Mars and Capricorn lovers think of love as something that must be earned, and they seem to seek out adversity in their love lives. You guys cool? This makes a lot of sense. They are unable to really appreciate their considerable sensuality until guilt, responsibility, or dire circumstances has somehow hobbled their sex drive. It's a very Saturn thing. Suffering brings out the best in Mars and Capricorn lovers. Their real capacity for loyalty and devotion is often only apparent in the proximity of pain. That means they're going to tie you up and whip your ass. Mars and Capricorn lovers are typically very conservative. They are most comfortable when they can keep their sexual activity well within the limits of limits prescribed by their own sexual milieu, and they tend to avoid the company of people who can't. This conventionality brings up another complex issue in the sexuality of this type. Their physical drives are so elemental and they pursue them with such dogged determination that it's almost impossible for these lovers not to break the rules, now and again. But when they do, they are so incapable of seeing themselves as rebels that they often turn the situation on its head. They look at their own activities as normal, no matter how unusual it may be, and wonder why the rest of the world doesn't agree. Why don't you just take this electric thing and shove it? Okay, for this reason, Mars and Capricorn lovers, who usually have little tolerance for sexual risk-taking, can sometimes become the most outlandish of sexual revolutionaries. Mars and Capricorn, think of 50 Shades of Grey. It's 40 Shades of Grey? 50. Think of the movie 50 Shades of Grey. Mars in Capricorn. Think of the movie 9.5 Weeks. Sexual control. Everybody cool? Control is another... Oh, control. Here we go. Why don't you just read it, Sonny? Control is another issue in which the complexity of this type becomes evident. Mars and Capricorn lovers are typically very controlling lovers who really can't relax in a sexual situation unless they think they can physically, emotionally, or mentally manage their partner. Thus, they are often drawn to relationships with people over whom they have some sort of advantage. However, it's rare that these lovers are able to enjoy being the boss. For the Mars and Capricorn lover, control is measured in terms of obligations and responsibility. It's a little messed up, right? It becomes just another means of self-sacrifice, or in many cases, self-sacrifice becomes a mean of control. It's about control, right? It's Saturn. There's a ring around this kind of thing. The final complexity of the Mars and Capricorn sexuality has to do with romanticism. These lovers seem full of old-fashioned chivalry and sweet romantic notions because they honor self-sacrifice and the obligations that come with relationships. However, while it's true that these lovers do tend to be old-fashioned, it's typically old-fashioned lust that's the real motivation. That like boom chicka wah wah. For all their determination to love till it hurts, Mars and Capricorn lovers tend to be very practical when it comes to forming relationships. They seek relationships that are grounded in material interdependence, because they use people, right? And sexual capability, and of course, feeling guilty for it afterwards, because that's the way it is. Okay, here we go. Celebrity examples of Mars and Capricorn. Among our examples of the slaves of love, we find many sad stories. From Katharine Hepburn's severe attachment to Spencer Tracy, to Jean Harlow's bizarre marriage to Paul Byrne, from the many failed romances and marriages of heiress Christine Onassis, to the marital trouble of Marvin Gaye. There's enough misery in this group to fill 100 soap operas. Sometimes this misery comes from choosing the wrong partner, such as Barbara Stanwyck, whose husband was abusive, or John Wayne, whose first wife refused to have sex except for the purpose of procreation. That sucks! Or in other instances, misery seems to have been just a matter of bad luck. Due to severe injuries, she suffered a bus accident when she was an adolescent. Sex for Frida Kahlo was necessarily a combination of pleasure and pain. All right. So that's the action. It just goes on and on and on and on. We also find among our examples of this type of Mars several who sought out relationships in which they could manage or control their partner. We see this type of marriage. Woody Allen, who married his stepdaughter, and he married his stepdaughter. That's clear. That's clearly someone they could manage or control. Or the marriage of Anna and Nicole Smith to it says to a man old enough to be a grandfather. But I thought that was a cute marriage. And there's also evidence of this trait of the penchant of both John Wayne and Marlon Brando to marry women who are foreign in one way or another. Of course, not all of these efforts to attain a superior position in the relationship panned out the way Mars and Capricorn lover might have expected. Leo Tolstoy spent almost 50 years trying to convince his wife to get a little piece of action, sorry. I paraphrase that. That convinced his wife Sonia that he was the great man that everyone else seemed to believe he was, but he never quite succeeded. Anyways, that's the action. It's all about, so that's the action. They're the slave of love. So what did we learn today? So what did we learn? We learned, if you want to support the channel, go to theastroside.com and get some really cool Astro gear. You know, hoodies, cups, everything is really cool. Also, we learned that you should really subscribe to the channel because it is the place to be. We also learned that I'm a professional astrologer, and if you want your a personal reading, check it out in the description box below. We also learned that Mars in Capricorn people, so Mars is a combination of Pisces emotion and Aries aggression. And as such, Mars in Capricorn people are controlling. They are sex freaks. They will add a lot of Saturn to this game and repress the holy bejesus out of their game. They believe in self-mastery. And self-mastery often means being alone with the tuba lube, all by themselves, getting their game on by themselves, as long as it's not in the public. These guys do not believe in public displays of affection. These guys often get into situations where they want something out of their lover. They expect something out of the lover. They're extremely lusty, but because of this Saturn kind of thing, they often have their sex life all messed up. And this you would think Mars in Capricorn people, super ambitious. You know, let's get going on. I want to do this. Let's get going on. Step by step, let's make it all happen. But sexually, not that romance is dead or anything. These are just extreme examples, guys. Mars and Capricorn are very lusty people. Once again, think of the movie 9.5 Weeks. Think of the movie 50 Shades of Grey. Those guys have tons of sex, all right? And there's not a lot of problems in it. Just got to know, if you're gonna hang out with the Mars and Capricorn kind of person, then you're gonna have to definitely expect yourself to be tied up, definitely control yourself in public, definitely to allow yourself to develop a certain bit of tolerance for electricity and maybe a little bit of, I was going to say like poison and cutting and stuff, but that's more of a water sign kind of thing. Expect whips and chains. Physical, a very physical, very demanding, very in-your-face, ambitious, lusty kind of love. And that's the action, guys. Hope everybody learned a little bit of something today. I hope everyone learned a little bit of something and had a little bit of fun. And that's the action. So once again, for those who are new to everything here, this is our website right here, TheSunnySide.net. It's really cool. This is where you go to get your astrology report if you want to learn more about yourself. And this is where you go, whoa, that's so boss. If I was a Capricorn, I would want one of these right now. If I was a Capricorn, I would go out and I get one of these right now so I could look super cool. And when you're talking to your friends, you'll be like, hey, did you see Sonny's video? Yeah, do I look like I saw Sonny's video? I'm wearing the blue hoodie. Obviously, I saw Sonny's video. What about you? You didn't watch it? You're probably not at Mars and Cap. You don't know what it is. I'm going to beat your ass. You probably don't practice self-mastery. Why are you so uptight? I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Templeton, does that make a lot of sense to you? All right, there you go. And that's the action, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching the video. Hope everyone had a super amazing day. And that's the action. Remember, there's love and money waiting for you every single day in your chart. You just have to know where to look. That's my job. I'm your astrologer. It's also always a beautiful day to be beautiful, but it's together that makes it a beautiful day. From TheSunnySide.net, I'm Sonny, wishing everyone the absolute best of a super beautiful day. And I'll see you guys soon.